Well, we'll call the meeting to order of the Walker Planning Commission. First item on the agenda are the minutes from January 19. Any comments, questions, moves for approval?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Tyler, supported by Joe, to approve the minutes of the January 19 meeting. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carried. We aren't having any public comment. We've got the applicant here. But
No,
no?
you don't have to come up.
Okay. So no one other than the applicant here, so we'll move to agenda items. The public hearing for the first project has been that project's been withdrawn, so we're looking at case number 22-001, site plan review, 2433 3 Mile Road, and Planning Director Tricia Anderson, if you could introduce it, please.
Mr. Chair, I'm going to sit this one out.
Okay.
So why'd you come?
Get a shirt, get a shirt.
You had to vote on the minutes.
All right. Thanks, Terry. So it's up to you.
Should be quick.
I'll try to make it quick. So we have the Meyer Asset Protection Building tonight. This is a pretty straightforward project, so I'm hoping to be pretty brief here. The property address is 2433 3 Mile Road. That's the current address, and I assume that the future address after the boundary change is complete will be 2929 Walker Avenue. And this project is a site plan review, and the lot size is approximately 24.48 acres. The zoning district is light industry, and it has a future land use designation of business with a community character designation of enterprise. And the general location of the project site is on the north side of 3 Mile Road, just west of the 3 Mile Road Walker Avenue intersection. And we have Jack Barr with Nederveld with us tonight on behalf of the Meyer Corporation. And the action requested by the Planning Commission is to review the site plan for a 2,400 square foot accessory building for Meyer Asset Protection, and to approve with conditions, or deny the request. So pretty straightforward. Like I said, this is the existing parking area behind one of those bigger. Oh, let me just. Sorry. So I'll go to this zoning and general location map. You've got the this campus that's on the north side of 3 Mile Road, and the project site is located just to the west of the corner of this parking area. And what's being proposed is essentially a building to house some vehicles for their asset protection services, which it's my understanding it's a lot like security for the campus of the Meyer headquarters. They'll be able to use this building for vehicle washing and some light maintenance like oil changes and stuff like that. They may store some records within the building, some safety equipment. It'll contain an office area with a restroom, and they'll have 3 overhead doors here and space for about 10 vehicles depending on the size. So just to give you an idea of what this finished product would look like, the applicant has provided a rendering for us here. And they also plan to add some plantings along the building here, which makes it look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And like I said, this is straightforward. The applicants addressed all of our concerns after we provided some feedback, because we didn't hold a formal site plan review committee meeting, because this was simple enough to just kind of, review and send feedback via email. So what I suggested is that they do a bit of a boundary change because, as you can see, the property lines, the existing property lines, which is what you see in blue here, they're a little bit weird, kind of cutting right through the parking lot. I don't know the history there or why it ended up like that, but so they're proposing this outlot here, and so I asked that they kind of clean up this property line by sort of moving it over a little bit for this 10-acre parcel that will end up being the outlet that has frontage on 3 Mile Road. And so this is what the remainder of the parcel will look like. Just one big parcel instead of 3 separate odd-shaped ones. You can kind of see it underneath this overlay here. And so the only condition that we would have for the applicant is to work with the assessing department to submit an application, a formal survey, new legal descriptions for this boundary change in the outlet. And then, of course, address the items outlined in the city engineer's report dated 1/25/22. And then any changes to the plan from Scott's recommendations shall be incorporated into 3 sealed sets that will be submitted to the Community Development Department prior to the issuance of a building permit. So we are recommending that the Planning Commission approve the 2,400 square foot building for the Meyer Asset Protection Building. That's it for me.
Thanks, Tricia. Any comments, questions? There being none, we'll turn to City Engineer Scott Connors.
2 very easy points from us. One is to make sure they have a floor drain inside the facility. Oftentimes when there's like oil changing or tire changing and washing cars and stuff, people just want to squeegee the wastewater outside, and that's illegal, so you can't do that. We want to make sure Meyer gets this right the first time, so we want to make sure there's a floor drain in there to take care of those kinds of activities that are going to take place. And then you might notice they're a little bit lower than the building and the rest of their site, so they're going to have a sewer pump there to pump. It's like a grinder pump that's going to go uphill to the sewer that's in the parking lot, and they'll have to find a place for that inside the building, but that should be pretty easy. So 2 very easy items.
Thanks, Scott. Any questions for Scott? Okay, if there being none, Mr. Barr, on behalf of Meyer, if you could come forward, please.
Press the button. No, the long bar button at the bottom.
Gotcha, thank you. Jack Barr with Nederveld. Not really anything to add other than to explain what asset protection building means. So they have campus security that patrols all their campuses. They have vehicles that right now they store outside, and they don't have a landing spot for those security people. And the record storage that is referenced in the application, that would be like security records, like we had to tackle somebody, they were stealing something kind of thing. So they keep records of all that stuff, and it would go in this building. So that's what we mean by asset protection. That's really it.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Any questions for the applicant? Any discussion? Do we have a
Well,
motion?
it's nothing to do with this project, but I just read the obituary about Lena Meyer, an amazing lady, grew up on a farm and what they've done, and we're fortunate to have these guys around. I mean, gee whiz. I don't know that much about drainage and stuff, and I know why my garage isn't cleaned up, because they don't have a drain in it. I learned that already. But I'm just impressed when we've got the company here and who can fault the bike trails and stuff like that. Just, gosh, amazing.
I'll make a motion. Why is it echoing in here? Case number 22-001, Meyer Corporate Asset Protection Accessory Building. I make a motion to approve the site plan for the 2,400 square foot Meyer Corporate Asset Protection Accessory Building per the last revision dated 1/18/22, presently located at 2433 3 Mile Road Northwest, future address of 2929 Walker Avenue Northwest, subject to the following conditions. 1, the applicant shall address all the items outlined in the city engineer's report dated 1/25/22. Number 2, the applicant shall submit a boundary change application with official survey and proposed legal description in accordance with sheet C200 dated 1/18/22 to the city assessor for review and approval prior to the issuance of a building permit. And number 3, the applicant shall make required and recommended revisions to the plan set in accordance with conditions of approval and submit 3 copies to the Community Development Department prior to the issuance of a building permit.
Support.
Motion by Tyler, supported by Steve to approve the project as recommended by staff. Any questions? Put it to vote. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. No opposition. Motion passed. Thank you very much. Staff, anything to add beyond this agenda item?
Yeah, I just have one thing. Thank you, Jack. I just have one thing, with the, ordinance, the zoning ordinance amendment subcommittee. I had sent out an email like a week ago, maybe more, asking who, if anyone would be interested in sitting on that subcommittee, to help tackle that whole, it's kind of rewriting of the entire zoning ordinance. And so I heard from Scott a while back, and so he has accepted our offer to sit on this lovely committee. And I didn't hear back from anybody else except for Steve, who was appointed, but I think he agreed to that appointment by the mayor. So I don't know if anybody else is interested. You don't have to tell me now, but if you are, then just get a hold of me and we'll fill you in on all the details. But we've met with our consultant this week, and we kind of had our sort of kickoff meeting, and we're gonna start marching forward with this thing, and it's gonna be pretty cool. And then outside of that, we don't have a meeting on the 16th, and we do have a meeting on March 2nd where we will look at some small cell wireless facilities, amendments to our zoning ordinance. It's kind of a thing that we have to do right now, because of this technology being sort of implemented already in our community. So we have to just follow through with what the state statute says and just get this ordinance amendment. So you guys will be looking at that zoning ordinance portion on March 2nd. But I didn't get any applications today, which would be for the March 2nd meeting. So we'll have a meeting on March 2nd, but yeah, we're not looking like super busy right now.
Okay.
I'd just like to say that 2 weeks from tonight, I'll be in Cancun. I just want you guys to know that. I think you care, so.
No avalanches there. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Thank you for risking your lives and coming to this meeting tonight.
All right, thank you.